Hello everyone, let's start our today's session. The topic of our today's session is, can you prepare for MRCS Part A? Can you crack? Forget Forgive my spelling, guys. Forgive my spelling. Can you crack MRCS Part A, which is the name of my book, Part A, in 4 months? Also, I'm going to talk about the syllabus, the breakdown, mark distribution, about the fees of MRCS a little bit, where it is recognized, and about the job market a little bit, because a lot of people asking me questions about, if people don't get jobs after MRCS, why give MRCS? I will explain you a little bit of it. Okay, why? Why? See, my job is not to motivate you to give MRCS. No, that's not my job. My job is, if you want to give MRCS for any reason, like what was my reason? I wanted to be internationally recognized. I wanted to be a surgeon who is not limited by the boundary of this little country. I want to be bigger. I want to be bigger than life, and which is only possible if you have international recognition, which leads to better opportunities. Have you seen a news yesterday? I have seen a news that British doctors have performed a brain surgery. To make it simple, a brain surgery through nose. Yes, in Bangladesh we see a lot of patients. Yes, we do a lot better with limited resources. But can you do it in Bangladesh? Can you pave new ways in medical science staying in Bangladesh? No, you can't. Can you explore different things? Like, knowing new things is fun, and I love that fun. That's why I chose MRCS. I will talk about the job market. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Job market, jobs are not the ultimate goal. My goal is to be internationally recognized, and there are a lot of other goals too. I will talk about that, but I will not motivate you. Like, no one can motivate you. Like, we're surgeons, right? Surgeons have a lion's heart. Our hearts are lion's heart. We are risk takers. And who wins in this world? Those who takes risks. Those who takes risks, only those will win in this world. Okay, everyone, like, remember Ferrari and remember Lamborghini, the story, the beautiful story of Ferrari and Lamborghini. Lamborghini told the owner of Ferrari that your car has some issue with gear. He said, who are you? You were just a tractor maker. You just make tractors. And Lamborghini took a vow that day that I will make a car that will be faster than Ferrari. And we got Lamborghini, and which we have seen in TikToker Opus video. Anyway, anyway, you can never buy a Lamborghini. You can earn a lot, but you can never buy a Lamborghini if you are a surgeon in Bangladesh. You may earn a lot. I want that car. I want that life, man. Then again, if we talk about Nike, if you remember the brand Nike, do you know Nike? He was an athlete. He was a runner, but he never won any international title. Never. And then he took a risk. He said, if I can't have international medals, what if I make shoes? What if I make shoes that people will wear and win international medals? I can die, but my name will live, and their name lived forever. So I am just a very big dreamer. You can tell me that's my problem, but I will just dream big. Maybe it will take time, but I will make it before I die. Anyway, so I will talk about why I chose MRCS, not your choice. You are a surgeon, you have a lion's heart. and every surgeon is a risk taker. And those who are true risk takers, those who want that international recognition, those who want to cross the border, I will talk about them at last. Why MRCS? Okay. So first I start with the exam. MRCS is a two-part exam. We have part A, which you can give 6 times. And after passing part A, within 7 years, you have to give 4 times. Oh, I forgot to mention one thing. Then at last, I will also tell you that how we are arranging this course for 4 months, how the classes will happen, and if you have any question, how the exams will happen, all those things. If you have any question, I will give you time after my speech, whatever you said, guys, after my speech. Okay, and you ask your questions, or you put your questions in chat box, and at last I will take a look and I will answer you those questions if I can. I'm not like I know everything. I don't know everything. I will only answer the things I can answer. There are a lot of things I don't know and I don't want to know. I want to keep my life simple, goal oriented, focused. Anyway, so MRCS is a two-part exam basically, and we have two parts, part A and part B. Part A is an SBA type of exam that is called single best answer. SBA, single best answer. I will talk about what is SBA too, because a lot of people have idea, but they don't have idea too. So, and part B is a clinical exam actually, basically OSCE. Part A, you can give from Bangladesh, India, Cairo, Abu Dhabi, a lot of countries. According to last list, maybe 70 to 80 countries conduct MRCS Part A every year, 3 times. 3 times. January, April or May, and September. What happened? Previously, exams would happen in April, but after COVID, some of the examiners died. Some of the people died. And what happened? Exam shifted to May, and again, exam shifted to April, then again May. It just happens. So, 3 dates: January, April or May, and September. This is fixed. And exam happens almost within first 2 weeks. Like sometimes this exam is January 16 maybe, and April May, sometimes April 29, April last, or May first week. And September exam happens also within first 2 weeks of September. The fee is £625. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. Even for people who are in UK, that's a lot of money, because pound rate in Bangladesh is almost 150 on average. Today's pound rate, I don't know, maybe 160, 165, I don't know. 150 to 160 taka. That means it's a hell lot of money. And with charges, if you pay from Bangladesh, we had payment services, but that's so much money that our as we just, it's charge free. Like paying from our cards is charge free because this is not commercial. We just pay for our candidates, and we just ended our USD limit for Bangladeshis, and we can't pay anymore. Anyway, so we made so much payment, so many payments that happened. No, now, in case of India, it's a little bit less. In case of Pakistan, it's huge. It's huge, like 300 Pakistani rupees USD rate, and almost 350 Pakistani rupees maybe per pound. Okay, like 625 into 350 times. That's a hell lot of money. 3 to 4 lakhs almost. 3 to 4 lakhs. In Bangladesh, it costs almost 112 lakhs or something. And with charges, it can reach up to 120 lakhs depending on the back. 120, not 120 lakhs, but 1.2 lakhs. So, with that money, you can buy a Samsung S26 Ultra or an iPhone 16 Pro. Okay, so that's a lot of money. And those who invest in themselves instead of buying those, they are really risk takers. So this is a costly exam. So what do you have to do if you decide to give this exam due to any reason, no matter what, due to any reason, like let's say you don't want to go to UK, but you want your profile to be boosted with a lot of degrees, MBBS, MRCS, FCPS, MS, then you can charge 1 lakh for an operation or 10 lakh for a laparoscopic operation. Up to up to 10 to 15 lakhs you can charge. If you don't have this, some people want to do this. If you don't have this, how can you charge patients like this? So to boost your profile, some people chooses to give this exam. Now, as this is a costly exam and we are doctors, we don't have much time. We don't have much time. You have to prepare well. So you don't have to give this exam second time. Okay. And about part B, let me tell you about the total cost about the exam from Bangladesh and from outwards. So you got 1 point, let's say 112, 1.12K. Okay. 112 for booking the exam. Then for part B, you can give in Sri Lanka, you can give in Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur, Kuching. In case of Cairo, it's too much, it costs more. In case of Sri Lanka, you can just give this exam within 1 lakh. Within 1 lakh. Like up and down ticket, if you cut before 1 month of the exam, it will cost you around 35 to 40K. And there are hotels or hostels like, and that will cost you around, let's say 5,000 per night. Let's say you stay 5 nights, so 25K. Then you eat, like you are not going to have a feast, right? Let's say 3K per day. You can eat 3K, or let's say 5K per day, again 25 because uh, Sri Lankan rupee maybe it values less than Bangladeshi taka. So within 1 lakh, you can complete this part B exam. So up, down, food and transport. Just there are a lot of hotels around the center in Sri Lanka. So within 1 lakh. In case of KL, your budget, if you go alone, I'm talking about if you go alone, around 2.5 lakhs, you can finish this exam. Around 2.5 lakhs, you can finish the exam. But in case of Cairo, you have to spend a lot more, 3 to 4 lakhs. Let's, and you don't have any visa fee here up to now, so no visa fee. Here you have visa fee and all those. In India, Bangladeshis doesn't go to India anymore because they are having some issues. I'm not going to talk about those things, but you can give in Pakistan too, because it will cost you less. Even if the plane fare is more, but Pakistani rupees are cheaper than Bangladeshi taka. So you can give exam in Lahore, Karachi. Their centers are good for Bangladeshis. So part B, so you can 2 lakhs. So if you give exam in Sri Lanka and from Bangladesh, like if you give exam in Sri Lanka after passing part B, 1135 pounds will cost you 2 lakhs almost, plus 1, so 3 lakhs. Total cost of MRCS from Bangladesh would be around 4 lakhs. Okay, would be around 4 lakhs. Total cost. Now, so it's a costly exam. You have to prepare really well, so you don't have to go again and again to give this exam. Anyway, so like no matter how rich you are, it's a mental toll, right? It's a mental toll that so much money I'm spending, but I'm not passing. So you have to be very careful about passing this exam. Now, let's talk about part A. We just provide courses for part A for Bangladesh and international candidates. We have candidates from India, Pakistan, Turkey, and UK, of course. Bangladesh is residing in UK and other places, and we deliver books, our books, all over the world, no matter where you are. Like last time we delivered the books to Africa, Libya. So I loved that anyway. So we deliver books all over the world. Now, you can give part A 6 times. In part A, We have two papers, paper 1 and paper 2. Paper 1 will consist of 180 marks, paper 2 120 marks. In paper 1 we have anatomy, physiology, pathology, microbiology, pharmacology, and I will say others. Others include biostat and some investigations and others. Let's break it down one by one. Okay, let's just first tell you that what are the topics you will have in paper 2. Emergency, trauma, perioperative. Then surgical conditions. Surgical conditions. In surgical conditions, you have all the surgeries like, for example, abdominal, colorectal, vascular, head neck surgery, orthopedic surgery, pediatric surgery, breast surgery, endocrine conditions, all these, skin, and some other. Okay. Now, let's break down the marks. In case of paper 1, till now, people would have said anatomy, 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 anatomy. You study anatomy, you pass this exam. No, those days are over. Those days are over, guys. And this exam was very easy previously because some of the world renowned teachers leaked some questions known as Fausia sheet. Then they got banned by GMC for their entire life. After leaking those questions, they changed the question pattern drastically. Drastically. But surgical topics are almost same. Okay. So these days, previously the pass rate was around 50%. Now the pass rate for last years and others is around 35%. So pass rate significantly dropped due to their dishonesty. And some people love them because we know, everyone knows who is this guy. Everyone knows. That's not a problem. But thing is that I'm not going to talk about that. The reality is that thing happened. Then they got banned by GMC. And then the whole question pattern they revised and changed. So you cannot pass this exam by solving recalls before 2022. The questions will not match. You will not pass this exam by solving those questions. And these days questions are so unpredictable that if you don't do my classes, this is a very higher chance that you will fail this exam. I will not say, like previously people don't would need any coachings. I will not say everyone will need coaching. Not everyone will need coaching, and not everyone needs coaching. Even I didn't. Okay. So just to make your life easy, now you can say, how do I know? How do I know? And how our final suggestion gives all the pass marks? How? Nothing. Nothing. It's just pure algorithm. Like Facebook have some algorithm. If you follow those things, your video gets viral. Simple as that. Simple as that. We have analyzed all the questions, we have analyzed all the topics, and we can predict almost accurately that what are the questions that are going to come in this diet. And every diet is different. Every diet is different. Okay. Some people like in last April, 52 candidates are passed. 52 candidates passed from like no other coaching was near me. When in every coaching of Bangladesh, you add the number. My number is more than that. You add all the coachings available for MRCS Part A in Bangladesh, and my number is more than them. Why? Because of that hard work. I take all the pain and I just tell you what to study. You study those, you pass this exam. Simple and easy. Now, and 52 candidates passed, and after exam, they said, do you get questions? How would I get questions, man? I didn't even give part B yet. I'm not able to manage time. And I don't know anyone outside my country except my candidates. Like it was like this much close. Our prediction was that much close. Now, let's say what are the mark distributions? Anatomy. You will be have almost 75 questions from anatomy. From physiology and pathology combined, you will get another 60 to 70 questions. Number varies, 5, 10 number varies. And what's left? 145 questions you get from anatomy and pathology, physiology. And the thing I was telling that previously people would say anatomy, 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 you study anatomy, you pass. No, those things doesn't happen these days. People fail due to physiology, pathology. People fail due to lack of basics. Basics. Lack of basics. You watch my class, and your basics will be so good that after the exam, you will pray that where I'm going to find this kind of a mentor for any of the exam available in this world. In this world. Okay. And then you will request me. People do that. People still do that. They some people have passed part B. Some people are giving part B. They request me to open my group for them so that they can revise some of the topics from my notes, my videos. But that's not possible, right? Okay. Then microbiology, pharmacology, others combined, you get rest of the 40, 35 to 40 questions. From that microbiology, we have a chart. You just study that chart and you get 7 to 8 questions from microbiology. You get almost 6 of them common. From pharmacology, you get all the questions common, almost 6 questions, 6 common. Like that. From biostatistics, 3 to 4 lines at the end of the course. You never read biostatistics. You don't need biostatistics. You don't need at all. The lines I give you, you just study those. And others investigation, that will be said in anatomy, physiology, pathology class. 3 to 4 questions you will have it. So you will get rest of the marks easily. Microbiology, you will score 5 for sure. Pharmacology 5 for sure if you just do my class. Biostatistics, all the mark. If 4 marks there, if 1 marks there, sometimes they don't give any question from biostatistics. Investigation, all 3 to 4 marks you will get for sure. So you have to work on anatomy, physiology, and pathology. Anatomy, physiology, and pathology. Now, where is the problem? Anatomy is not basic anatomy. This is surgical anatomy. Surgical anatomy. What's the fine line between normal anatomy and surgical anatomy? Fine line is that they will tell you that what's the cell type in, let's forget about cell type. They will ask direct question in anatomy. Okay. That how do I explain it? In case of anatomy, they will ask you what's the name of nerve that passes behind humerus. Let's say what's the name of nerve that passes behind humerus, radial nerve. This is an anatomy question. And surgical anatomy question, A person had a fracture of lower third of humeral shaft. Which nerve is most prone to injury? Basically, they are asking the same thing, right? They are asking the same thing, but they give you a clinical scenario and then ask you which nerve is going to be damaged. And in case of anatomy, they directly ask you what nerve passes behind the humerus. Okay, so this is the final. You will not get this kind of question much. You will like minimal 1 to 2 questions like this and 70 questions like this. 70 questions, all of them will be like this. Okay, this is the surgical anatomy, and you have to prepare that eagle's eye. And what do I do? My job is to prepare that eye for you. That eye for you. And how we are going to do that, I will explain later on. So, this is the, and you will get direct questions from physiology and pathology. And remembering those are tough, very tough. That's why what did we do? We took 7 classes of physiology, 3 classes, total 10 classes of pathophysiology. And here we have divided those system wise. System wise. After all the classes, one exam because questions are not so much. And then you will forget. That's why we included arrows, single lines, single lines to study again and again before exam, so easier to remember. And my candidates are so sharp in physiology and pathology, and they don't forget to tell in our programs that we have learned a lot more from you. Anyway, then about paper 2. Emergency trauma perioperative will consist of 60 to 70 marks, and all surgical conditions contain 60 marks. From every surgical condition, you get 6 to 7 questions only. Highest. Highest. Sometimes they give more questions from emergency trauma perioperative, and here they skip a lot of surgical subjects. Okay, like hand, head, all these things. 3 questions from orthopedics, and 2 questions from colorectal, 6 questions from vascular surgery, like this. Okay, surgical conditions, 6 questions from each maximum. And emergency trauma perioperative, we will get 70 questions, almost 70 questions from it. Okay, now, so emergency trauma perioperative collectively consists of 10 to 12 pages almost, or let's say 20 pages. 20 pages, and all surgical subjects contain 200 pages. 10 times. So the return is more here, and people fail for trauma these days too. People do very good in paper 1 and they fail in trauma. They fail in trauma because you have to take decisions in this part. Take decisions. Stems are big. Stems are big. So you have to answer quickly. You don't have much time to think. In throughout my course, I will tell you that how to think fast, and you'll be able to think fast. Don't worry about it. So, by reading 20 pages, by reading 20 pages, you get almost 70 marks. And by reading 200 pages, you get rest of 60 or sometimes 50 marks. So, which one is better? Which one is better? Let me tell you now. So, let me tell you total mark is 300. You get 180. You get 120. Emergency trauma perioperative gives you 70. Others gives you, let me just write others give you 50. In case of This 180 anatomy physiology gives you 140, 140, and others give you 40. Total mark is 300. This is a cut mark exam. What is a cut mark exam? There is no negative marking. No negative marking. What is a cut mark exam? Cut mark exam is, let's say 3000 people give MRCS Part A. The average score is 150. They will select a standard score, let's say 170. And everyone getting more than 170 will pass. Like these days questions are so hard that 61%, 65% people pass at this range. Okay. So if you score 180, let's say 170, if you score 170, let's say 170, you are passing this exam definitely. So to score 170, you don't have to correct all the questions. Do you need do you need 300? Can you score 300? No. No one ever scored 300. You can't. No one can't. Okay. If you just correct anatomy, physiology, and emergency trauma perioperative, let's say 120 from anatomy, physiology, and from perioperative, you get 50, you score 170. If you don't even touch this, if you make all the questions wrong, if you mark all the questions wrong from others in paper 1 and others in paper 2, like surgical conditions, but that doesn't happen. Everyone scores almost 20 to 30 in surgical conditions out of 50. And every from my course, everyone scores almost 30 in others. So add more. So you get, let's say another 40, 210. This is average score of my candidates. And highest score last time was a surgeon from Pakistan. He scored 247, maybe 247. Dr. Zohaib Ashik. He scored 247. And from Bangladesh, we had a candidate. He scored 245. That's a lot of score. That's a lot of mark, guys. Anyway, and they texted me after the exam that they we have feedbacks of them. We have feedbacks in our groups. They told that we have made mistakes with the questions you told me to. Still they scored 245. Still they scored them. So this is the breakdown, and this is the numbers you need to pass MRCS Part A. Now let me tell you some things about SBA. What is an SBA? SBA is the question of best answer, not the right answer. Not the right answer. Let's say a person came to you with road traffic accident, RTA. What do you do? Uh, okay. Okay. Let me choose another question. How do I explain it? How do I explain it? Okay. Let's say person came to you with RTA. Now they told you what to. He had pain in tibia. Okay. So you suspect a fracture. Now, what do you do now? MRI, CT, X-ray, let's say USG, let's say fast. See, what do you do? Let's say what is the best investigation? Best investigation. Now, look at this word, best investigation. Okay. For this patient, if you do an X-ray, that's right too. Okay. Not the best, but initial. Okay. If you do a CT, but we can do X-ray in RTA patient, right? We can do an X-ray to see fractures. And CT will be definitive if we find fractures. We find fractures. Okay. And MRI if there's no fracture. If there are ligament injuries. So we have three possibilities. We don't know that if he has, they didn't mention, I told fracture, but pain in lower end of tibia. Let's say pain in lower end of tibia. That's how they frame the questions. Lower end of tibia. Just pain in lower end of tibia. What will be the best investigation? Now, we don't know if we have a fracture or a ligament injury. So, what do we do first? For this person, best thing to do now, best thing to do now is X-ray. After that, if we find fracture, we do a CT, that will be definitive. We and if we don't, we do an MRI to see ligaments. So there can be right answers. There can be right answers, but you have to choose best answer. And a lot of times they can give you all the wrong options too. Wrong options too, not wrong, but nearly right. So you choose nearly right answers. When I take classes, you will be more clear about those things. So SBA is the question of best answers. Best answer. Let's say a person came to you with RTA and you are giving fluid. What do we give? Generally, we give heart sol. Okay. Let's say they gave you that 10% DA, 5% DA, then dextrosine aqua, then they give you normal saline, zero point 0.9 normal saline, then they give you, let's skip heart sol, then they give you some other fluids, let's say blood, but do we give blood initially? No, we don't have the time. First we have to resuscitate. Okay, so you don't understand what to answer. They are asking about fluid. We can give normal saline. We can give normal saline. And we another option is 500 ml. Remember, they didn't mention ml here, but here they mentioned 500 ml heart sol. Check urine output. Check urine output. So this one is right too. We can give normal saline. This one is right too. Which one is best? This one is best. Or let's say they give you this 500 ml normal saline, 500 ml normal saline, and check urine output. Check urine output. And here they just give heart sol 1 liter. So what will be the best answer? This one will be the best answer. Okay. So, but this one is right too. You can give that too. But the best one will be this. So for that, you have to do a lot of practice, which we do in our courses. Now questions breakdown done, exam types done, so question pattern done, so syllabus breakdown done, mark distribution done. Then I will talk about now, can you prepare in 4 months? Guys, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. For that, I'm going to show you our routine. Why? Because there we have mentioned all the topics, so I can tell you if it's possible in 4 months. The syllabus is big. The syllabus is big, but if you know what to study and what to leave, this is very much possible in under 3 months. See, we will start our first class from 14th and two classes per week. One class is, let's say, August 10th. August 10th, sorry. So 2 hours. Head neck 2 hours. Upper limb 3 hours. Thorax 2 hours. Abdomen 2 hours. Pelvis 1 hour. Lower limb 1.3 hour. So what you do, you first watch the class. And I will tell you every single thing you need to know. Every single thing you need to know. I will tell you, guys, 1 minute. 1 minute, guys. Okay. I will tell you every single thing you need to know from neuroanatomy with explanation of the basics. So what you have to do, you have to watch that class first. No studies without watching that class. No studies, because in that way you will be studying a lot of unnecessary things, and which will cloud your mind, and you will not be able to answer correctly. You will get confused. So let's say you watch class for 2 hours. If you can't hold your concentration, watch for 1 hour, take a break, then study those topics for 2 hours or 3 hours. Then the next day you watch for 1 hour and study for 3 hours. So 4 hours a day. So you give 4 hours a day and 4 hours a day. 3 to 4 hours a day. Okay. Then when we go to physiology classes and see, here we have a gap, September 2nd and September 5th anatomy full exam. You study and then you give exam. Don't worry about the marks at all. Don't bother about the marks, because marks are not important. What's important, that these questions are chosen from previous questions and that are very similar, almost same as exam question. Look at the interview, that some people said that when they went to exam hall they felt like, I have done the question. Okay, so what you do, you give the exam, and then what you do, you check your copy in mail. You will have a copy in your mail. You check that and see where you did a mistake. Don't get worried about the mark, don't get sad about the mark. Just see where you did the mistake, which questions you missed. You study those questions again, study those again. So after that, when we have head neck class, you just totally don't bother about neuroanatomy. If you have studied it, good. If you don't, leave it, leave it. You start head neck, you leave it, not needed at all. You leave it and you start head neck. What you do, you do the 2 hour class the same way, and you get 3 days after that. So one day for rest or revise. So that one day you can use to study neuroanatomy. Okay, so anatomy classes are big. So then in October 1st, then when we start physiology, the classes are 1 hour and we don't have any exam. We just have physiology full exam, because topics are short. You don't have, you will have one question from endocrine, two questions from renal. We can't make questions with that. Okay, and people, like in international courses, you will see they have 2 classes for physiology, 3 classes for physiology, pathology, both. So just forget that. We have explained it in detail, so your basic gets unshakable. So what you do, you do the class, do the class very properly and study from our book. From our book, what you do, you mark the things I tell you. There are things that I will tell you, that write it down. There are things I will tell you, that is called note enrichment. Note enrichment, enrich our note according to what I say in class. Without class you will be making mistakes with the notes, because a lot of things I have just written to just written to uh, just written to explain in class. So a lot of things are not explained there, explain in class, because okay. Then pathology, you have a gap of 4 days after physiology. You revise all the physiology in that 4 days, 4 days. Then pathology, so around 24th October our paper 1 will be completed. So you get 15 to 24th, 10 days before revising full paper 1. If you missed some topic here, you use these 10 days to revise or study from the class, of course, from the class. Then we will start paper 2. Remember, emergency, trauma, critical care period, these two class will give you 70 marks. 70 marks. Other classes are almost 1.5 hours. Okay, just 1.5 hours. So these classes you do, give exam. Then when surgery classes start, what you do, you watch the class, read for 1 day, and rest of the 2 days, as 2 days gap, rest of the 2 days you study emergency trauma perioperative. Again, let's say urology, you studied for 1 day only, and the rest of the 2 days you study emergency perioperative trauma. And by 28th November we will be completing paper 2. So how many months we have taken to complete the whole syllabus? How many months? Write it down in the chat box. August 10th, August 10 to September 10 to October 10 to November 28. So 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, almost 3.5 months. See, in 3.5 months, we have completed the whole syllabus, giving 2 days break between each classes. You have 2 days break between each classes. After that, what you do? We have recourse discussion classes. We will describe all the questions, all 300 questions, as much as possible. Almost all the questions September 25, all the questions of April 25, January 25, 24. Like, most of the people, they don't explain all the questions, and they don't explain up to now. Even if I explain only September 25 questions, you will see when you study the book that you know almost everything from previous records, because I will describe it like that, so that I will touch all the topics. So these are your revisions. These are your revisions. Whole book, whole syllabus revision in each 3 days. You just watch these videos. Watch these videos. You don't need to study anything. You don't need to study any recalls, any other book, any EMRCS, any leaked sheet. No, you don't need that, because those doesn't work anymore. Question patterns have changed because they leaked the questions. Now what you do, but they're a syndicate, so a lot of groups, they will say that this from Fauzia, this from that. No, you match the questions, that will not match. Now thing is that you watch the class just, and the rest of the time you revise from classes, revise from our arrows, flashcards, charts. Where will you get it? In our drive. Okay, then we will take mocks, and lastly we will have revision classes. What are revision classes? Rapid revision, all subjects. In revision classes, my analyzation, what do you call it? My analyzing of January exam will be done by revision classes. Up to revision classes, analyzing will be done, and I will tell you all the things that will come in your exam. And all you have to do, from the starting of revision classes, you study only the things I tell you, only the things I tell you. So last month, December, that will happen in last month. Then you give final mock, and on 11th of January I give you final suggestion. That will be very precise and concise suggestion, and you will have, or almost you will have your pass mark from there. And last time, a lot of people, what they do, they wait for leaking this suggestion. Don't do that, guys. Don't do that, because that will elevate the cut mark. A lot of people will be answering right, because a lot of things, that's my hard work, I give my blood, sweat and tears for it. So if you leak it, those who didn't pay for the course, or they will just have it like that, and that will increase the cut mark, of course. Okay. Now, so this is the total breakdown. Can you complete it in 4 months? Even if you don't do recalls, revisions, if you only do my classes, my topics classes, you will be so much prepared. You will be so much prepared. Of course, there will be doubts in your mind, because everyone has anxiety. You can have that too. You can have that too. But whatever I'm saying is the ultimate truth. Those will be coming in your exam. Now, For enrolled candidates, we have three groups. For January 26, 4 months, we will have a class group 19 people enrolled. In our exam group, 19 people enrolled till now, and our question posting were 62 members. 62 is from our all our here only 4 months candidates are here, and here will be our all the candidates from 6 months and 4 months, and later on 3 months course and recalls revisions course. Okay, like this, like September, like this time due to special BCS in Bangladesh, our numbers have decreased, but we have almost 150 to 160 candidates in each diet. Okay, and from them 50 60 people, uh, 60 63 people maybe booked the exam, gave the exam, and 52 out of them passed. Out of them passed. Now, like in every diet, we have question posting group. Now, these two groups, you can't send any messages so that the classes stay in line, the exams stay in line. Okay. All your questions are going to be posted here. If you have any question, you can, my mentor is my ID. You can text me there or post in question posting, or in our WhatsApp, you can text. Our assisting people will inform you. Now, let me tell you more about our courses. See, 6 months, 4 months, 3 months, and recalls discussion only. Now, for each diet, we have these batches for each diet. And what do? I just take classes, guys. A lot of people tell me that, bhaiya, please give us some discount. I can't give much discount, guys. I just take classes. There are management team, and I have coordinator, class coordinator, my co-mentor, that is Dr. Sharan right now, and he's our academic manager too. And we have communication, who replies your texts and all, Dr. Joby. And we have our Facebook team, marketing team, finance team, a lot of team. So a lot of people. So they do all the thing. Like, class is not playing. If you have some problem, class is not playing. Then we have manager Shafi. He will see those in our group. Class is not playing. Tell Sharan or Shafi, because I don't handle these things. I just take classes. Then exam is having some problem. Sharan or Shafi. Then you have some question, you post it in group. They will answer, and I will answer later on too. And in 6 months batch, almost all the classes are live. Mostly revision classes. And of course, the basics are all the same. But diet wise questions are different. Almost all the classes are live in 6 months. In 4 months, the classes are mixed. Basics classes live plus recorded. And revisions, and these are recorded from 6 months batch. Revisions 6 months. I take a class in 6 months, and you have the class on same day, we give the link. If you have the class after one day, we share that class in your group. Okay. Recalls September 25 live, because we will have that question. Other recalls I have taken in exam explanation, so I have taken in April, September, those classes, April 25, all the classes are, all the questions are explained. So you will have those recorded. But I will always be on your neck. Always be on your neck. How? I will text you. How is your studies going? How is your exams going? How is your this? I will check your exam papers, about your progress and all that. In case of recorded classes, in 4 months, 3 months, 3 months, all the classes are recorded. In 4 months, most of the classes are recorded. Basic classes recorded from where? From 10 years ago? No. recorded from just few months ago in September batch, 6 months batch, like the long batch. Okay, because basic physiology is same, basic explanations are same. Then if you have any questions or doubts, you post in question posting group and I will be replying. If I cannot reply immediately, I can reply you, let's say 4 to 6 hours later or anytime I get free, but you will always get a reply. You will always get a reply from me. Okay, then these are our breakdown of our courses: 4 months, 6 months, 3 months, and then how you will be giving exams. You will have a link in the exam group, Jivrus Technology. You click the link, you select email with OTP. Why we need email? Because you will have a copy in your mail, copy of your response. Copy of your response. We are launching our website soon. After we launch our own website, you will not be having doing you will not be you will not have the para of doing it. Okay, you just go to our website and like EMRCS, solve questions, give exam. We will check from there. So we are, it's like we are building our own EMRCS. Anyway, it will be free for our candidates anyway. So then again, so you will have a copy in your mail. You check the copy, and of course you have to answer all the questions because there is no negative marking. You have to have this practice. Answer all the questions. Topic exam will be 50 marks, full exam will be 100 marks, mock exam will be 300 marks. Every single topic we will take exam. We will take exam of every single topic. Then after you have to answer all the questions, you have to click submit. This is just for our this link. Click submit. If you don't click submit, we will not have a copy. We will not have a copy of your response, and we cannot share it too. And for that, if you don't get a copy or if you don't have a response, you have to talk to Dr. Sharan or our manager Shafi. Okay, this is about exams. Then I'm going to tell you about our materials. About our materials, we have our books. These are our books. These are our recalls books from 2021 and 2025 September. We will give up to 2025 September. After September exam happens. And we have two notes. What are these notes? These notes are in our drive too, but as folders. How? Let me explain it. You just click the drive link. We will give you access and you will have here, these are our folder. You will have access to this crack MRCS part A. Here you will have paper 1 notes. You click paper 1, you go inside, you will see anatomy, physiology, biostatistics, microbiology, pathology, microbiology, all the notes as chapters here. And in our book, same thing, just printed. In anatomy, you will have abdomen chapter, head neck chapter, neuroanatomy chapter as chapter. You can study it from here, but you cannot download it because if I give the access to download it, you people will print and give it to your friends, and and my uh, course will be stopped, and a lot of people whom I could help, they will not get help. Then after talking about drive, I will tell you that why a course is needed or needed at all and why MRCS. Then if you touch or click on physiology, you will have all the chapters: blood, cardiac physiology, GIT physiology, endocrine physiology as chapters inside our drive. Then let's go back and let's talk about paper 2. In paper 2 folder, you will have same thing: abdominal surgery, breast and endocrine, emergency trauma, head, neck, pediatric surgery, perioperative, all as folders. Okay. Then we have other folders, recalls as ultimate recalls folders. Okay, here you will have all the PDF of all the folders from 2019 up to 2025 and some videos are there too. Then we have power shorts. Here are our short video to recap, but these are not during classes, just after you have completed all our classes, you can see this video for recap, and you can see it from our YouTube channel too. We have a YouTube channel, and there we have a lot of short videos, and I share the link in our main group. Okay, here we have a lot of short video in YouTube. Then we have flashcards, charts, and arrows. What are flashcards and charts? Charts are all the important charts you have to encounter for MRCS Part A. All the important charts are there. If that chart is not in this folder, that chart is not important at all. So that's the thing you have to remember from the start, that whatever I say, you study. Whatever I leave, you leave. Whatever I leave, you leave. Okay. Now, flashcards, just to see when you are stuck in traffic or just sitting lazy, instead of scrolling Facebook, just watch these photos and those will help you remember. Now, about the class time. Class time. Most of the classes for 4 months will be recorded, and we will share the class at 8 p.m. or 8:30 p.m. within this time, because we have taken this class just a few days ago in 6 months, and for September these things are same. And the class that need improvement, I will tell you that I will take this class live, and live class will happen in 9:30 to 10 p.m. I usually start at this time. If there's any change in schedule, I will let you know, but you will get a class. And in every topic we will give two classes for each topic. Two classes are same, just dubbed. One class is in Bangla and one class is in English. Same class, same thing, just the language is different. Same thing explained, same way explained. You watch the class, you are comfortable. English class is for our international candidates. For Bangla, like everyone takes English class, but for Bangladeshi candidates, they this is a very hard thing to do, right? Like if we have 41 classes, I have to take 82 classes, one in Bangla, one in English, but I do that. So one class will be recorded and one class will be live if needed. And if not needed, both class will be shared at 8 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. And in case if you don't understand anything, you text me. We have a short video about every confusing topic. Every confusing topic, we have a short video about it. Then I'm going to talk about, we have talked about our materials. Now I'm going to talk about why MRCS. Of course, for there are several reasons, guys, and I'm not here to motivate you. I will not motivate you. If you want to give this exam, what's my job? What's my job? What do I do? See, what are the things you need to study? Let's say Fauzia sheet, EMRCS, because EMRCS does not have all the topics. Fauzia sheet, they just have physiology, some topics, not all. Andrew T. Raftery, it's a big book, a lot of unnecessary things are there. If you want to study by yourself, let me tell you what are the things you need to study. You study Fauzia sheet, you study EMRCS, you study Andrew T. Raftery, and for clinical anatomy, still you have to study Moore's clinical anatomy, I prefer. And my notes are from here, Moore's and Raftery. Most of the notes I have taken from here. During my exam, I made those notes, and my own notes, nothing from Fauzia or EMRCS. All the things you see, all the books you see in the market, no matter which coaching you talk about, they're just copy of Emoreda's book. But my book is totally original. And you take this book, open it, and you compare it. It's a lot better than those books. And that's why I'm delivering books all over the world now. Now, Moore's clinical anatomy. This is a very precise and concise note. Then these four books, and some people study Bailey and Love and all those too. Bailey and Love, some topics from Bailey and Love. See, Let's say I take classes from all these and I tell you, you have to study from this, you have to study from this, you have to compile it by yourself, right? Compile it by yourself. What do? I compiled it by myself, and in classes I will tell you what are the things you need to study. You follow only those, only my two books and classes, no other book, no other class, no other exam, and you pass this exam. So 50% of your work is lowered, and the chance of passing is increased by tenfold. Why? Because we are all doctors, we have a lot of work, we don't have time to do all this shit. And the stress level is higher too. So who needs an easy life, those who needs those who are lazy like me, they can choose this. And those who thinks that no, I don't want to do this, I want to do it by myself, do it by yourself, not a problem. Not a problem. And you can pass this way too, but this is a lot harder. This way is a lot harder, because I know I searched for coachings, but I didn't understand a single word what that famous teacher said. You know who am I talking about, who's got banned previously, some people anyway. And another thing, others are just names. They if they teach me Fauzia's sheet, why do I need them? I can study it by myself. Anyway, so these are the people who are needing the courses, those who are interns, those who are in jobs, those who are all these 4 months. You can complete the syllabus in 3 months with us, and completely nothing will be left. And you study only what I say, and you leave what I don't say. Those are not important at all. If that was important, I would have told you in class. If I didn't tell you in class, that's not important at all. Then why people choose MRCS? A lot of reasons. Number one, international recognition. Like me, like this is recognized. What's the uh, meaning of recognition? Like if you have MRCS, they will tell you, yes, I will give you surgical things. Like of course UK, you can say that surgical training posts are challenging, but the country you live in is far more challenging. That's the first thing. Again, if you have to wait 1 year to get the job, but when you get the job, you have access to all the opportunities of the world. So why not? Why not? That's my reason. That's a lot of people's reason, and my reason. I want to explore medical science. Then recognition. Where are we recognized? UAE, Qatar, Saudi Arabia. But to get a job there, you have to give their licensing exam, which is very easy. And of course, Singapore, Malaysia. Okay. Let's say you don't have MRCS, but you want to go to this country. You can't. You can't. You just literally can't. You give the licensing exam. But which residency you want to go? If you want to be a surgical resident, you have to give MRCS again. Same thing as PLAB. You give PLAB. You want to be a surgical resident, you have to give MRCS again. Same thing. In UAE, Qatar, still the same. If you passed their licensing exam, but you want to be a surgeon, why MRCS? Because it's easy. The pass rate is higher than our country exams. Okay. If you give just MRCS, you can have their surgical residency. You pass their licensing exam, but you don't have MRCS, you can't be a surgeon. Can't be a surgeon. It's a lot tough. Okay. Then, then about the job market. The posts you see in Facebook, that's not entirely false. But the way people say it, that's wrong. See, I have courses for MRCEM, FCPS Part 1 in Bangladesh, medicine, surgery, MRCP. I have courses for all of this. And when I started MRCM, my mentor was in Bangladesh. Mentor was in Bangladesh. And after 2 months, she left for London and she applied for 5 jobs and got three offers, three interviews, and she joined one job. That's just this a few months back in January, February, March in MRCS. In MRCS, average people needs 6 months to 1 year to get a residency. So you have to wait some time. Okay, but you can do any job there, like surgical attachment or locum, all these things. I have a group for all the people who passed from here, and there are people who will help you with this. After you give part A, then you pass part B, then okay, so without passing part B you can give part A. So you have to do it as shortest time possible, because the world is moving fast, so you don't wait. So if you want to have a better life like me, like I'm not having a better life yet, but don't worry, I'll make my way. Just like if there's no way, I will make one. That's the thing. Okay, so now I'm giving you the chance. If you have any questions, you can share. Do Who are those? Dr. Hina, Dr. Mo, Dr. Nafis Rahman, Rosie, Said. Anyone have any question? Okay, maybe not. So I'm concluding my today's session, and I will upload this class in our class group, so you can watch it again if you want. And if you have any question, you can inbox me in Telegram or Facebook. And my name is Khan Mohammed Shihab. And you can inbox me there, and if you need a video about anything, like if the detailed breakdown of the job market, or how do you prepare for Malaysia or Singapore or other things, I will make some video. Let me know. Okay, thank you everyone. Have a very good night.